What's up, everybody? So as many of you know, in December of this year, I joined as the Senior Vice President of Strategy of ExperienceFresh. And I wanted to have a sit-down, stand-up meeting with our co-founder and CEO, Arndt, about why we're different. What is it about the ExperienceFresh agency that is different from the rest, who we serve, and how we do it. And so I'll turn it over to Brett. Let's have a little chat. So why did you start EXF as not just another agency? What is different about ExperienceFresh from the rest of the field?
No, that's good. And one day I'll tell the full story of how we got Alex from client to SVP of strategy, because that's a good story. When we started ExperienceFresh, EXF was founded in 2011 as a consultancy, and I had a deep background in startup, very early stage, and worked with 4 or 5 different startups in my mid-20s. And actually, a funny story is when I started ExperienceFresh, it was out of the desire to work in the agency space, but no one would hire me. So I was 25, came out of all these different startups, and really fell in love with advertising when I was in the biz dev role. And I was like, I want to take these learns, I want to take some of what we were doing in the startup space and apply it to advertising. And so I interviewed multiple different agencies around, and everyone said, if you want to work in advertising, it's more like a staunchy, like if you want to work in advertising, you need advertising experience.
Right.
So
like chicken or the egg. What do you do?
Exactly. So I, as you do when you're 25, I said, well, I'm going to go start my own thing. Yeah. It wasn't that easy, and it was a really good journey. And that journey went from consultancy to agency, lasted almost 10 years. So from 2011 till 2019, 8 years, 2011 to 2019, operated as a consultancy, built in-house agency teams, worked across established brands to early stage startup. And what we found a really unique opportunity in the agency space was, how do you align brand strategy and marketing strategy with growth strategy? So at its core, ExperienceFresh, we are an agency. We are a full service agency. We can talk about some of the components that we do, but we are a growth agency. We work with companies of all different shapes and sizes in all different stages to really align their brand and their marketing strategy with their growth strategy.
Well, had you gone and gotten experience, at a different agency somewhere, you wouldn't have had the building it from the ground up knowledge and having those scars from doing that yourself to be able to connect with, the CEO on the other side of the table and have that experience to be able to share, saying, yes, I did this personally as well, right? And so that gives you a completely different dynamic that normally if you had just gone to another agency and built up and kind of learned the way that they do things, you would have just learned this one little piece of the puzzle and you wouldn't have had the rest of that experience to be able to share with them. And so I think that's what attracted me, was having that knowledge of, now Brett and the team know how this whole thing fits together, not just marketing and branding as silos. This is, how does this impact and influence everything? Because it does, right? If you don't nail these 2 pieces, then you can't do the rest of the things well. And I mean, boom, that's Brett. Thank you so much. This was awesome. And this is going to be the first of many, I'm sure. So stay tuned. There's going to be plenty more of these coming soon.